Have you ever paused in the produce aisle, looking at those little cartons of fresh blueberries and wondered, are these truly as magical as everyone says? We see them touted as a top 10 superfood, a little purple powerhouse for our health. So we bring them home, we rinse them off, and we toss a healthy handful into our morning oatmeal or smoothie, feeling good about ourselves, feeling like we've just done something wonderful for our bodies. It is a habit, we've been told, is one of the best things we can do for our aging brains and hearts. But what if I told you that this simple, healthy habit could be a complete waste? What if one of the most common breakfast traditions in America is silently sabotaging your efforts, completely wiping out the very benefits you're trying to gain? It's a shocking truth. The way you eat your blueberries often matters far more than the fact that you were eating them at all. This isn't just a theory. It's a matter of nutritional biochemistry. Do you ever feel that frustrating afternoon slump where your energy just vanishes? Or that maddening brain fog where names and words are right on the tip of your tongue, but they just won't come out? Maybe your vision isn't as sharp as it once was, or your joints feel a little acheer than you'd like. Many of us just sigh and chalk it up to getting older. But often, it's a quiet signal that our bodies are not properly absorbing the vital nutrients we are consuming. I think of my patient, Robert, a wonderful retired teacher. He ate blueberries every single day with his cereal and milk just like he was told to. Yet, his blood pressure remained stubbornly high and his memory felt fuzzy, as he put it. He was frustrated, and rightly so. It wasn't until we made one tiny, simple adjustment to his routine that he started to feel sharper, clearer, and more energetic than he had in a decade. In this video, we're not just going to praise blueberries. We are going to uncover the 3 seemingly healthy foods that can turn these superfoods into duds. And more importantly, I'll show you the 3 simple food pairings that can truly supercharge their power. And please, make sure you stick around until the end. Because the number 1 food to avoid is something millions of us eat every single morning, completely unaware of the nutritional conflict happening inside our own bodies. The information I'll share in that final section is absolutely crucial. I'm Dr. Anthony, and welcome to Senior Health Solutions. My promise to you is simple. Every piece of advice I share here is grounded in solid, peer-reviewed scientific research, not internet fads or scare tactics. We're here to find real, simple solutions for a healthier, happier life after 60. Before we dive in, I'm genuinely curious. If that feeling of doing everything right but still feeling foggy or tired sounds familiar, please take a moment to comment a simple yes below. It helps me understand what you're going through, and it lets others in our community know they are not alone. Okay, let's begin. All right. Before we dive into the surprising food combinations to avoid, let's just take a moment to remind ourselves why we're even having this conversation. Why are these little berries so incredibly important, especially for us? You see, blueberries are truly one of nature's most perfect gifts for healthy aging. They are packed with powerful plant compounds, antioxidants called anthocyanins, which are the pigments that give them that beautiful, deep blue color. And these compounds do 5 incredible things for our bodies. First, they protect our brains. They act like a shield guarding our precious memories and helping to fend off the cognitive decline that can lead to devastating conditions like Alzheimer's. Second, they help balance our blood sugar. This is absolutely critical for protecting against type 2 diabetes, a condition that affects so many in our age group. Third, they support our vision. Those same anthocyanins help protect the delicate parts of our eyes, keeping our sight sharper for longer. Fourth, they boost our heart health. They help maintain flexible blood vessels and healthy blood pressure, which is fundamental for a strong cardiovascular system. And fifth, they even help rejuvenate our skin from the inside out by supporting collagen production. So, with all of those amazing benefits on the line, let's make sure you are getting every single one of them. Now, let's get into our first list, the 3 foods you should never pair with blueberries. The first one is cow's milk, which I call the unsuspecting nutrient blocker. Now, this one often comes as a shock to many people. A bowl of whole grain cereal with fresh blueberries and a splash of cold milk. It's a classic American breakfast, right? It feels wholesome. It feels right. But the science tells us a very different story. Here's the professional analysis. The proteins found in dairy, specifically a protein called casein, have a unique chemical structure. When they enter your digestive system at the same time as blueberries, they can actually bind to, or latch onto, those precious antioxidants we just talked about. They form a complex compound that your body simply cannot absorb. It's like putting a padlock on the very nutrients you're trying to get. The good stuff is in there, but your body doesn't have the key to unlock it. Now, here's the core reason why this becomes so critical as we get older. As we age, our digestive efficiency naturally and gradually declines. Our bodies produce fewer digestive enzymes, and the whole process just isn't as robust as it was when we were in our 30s. This nutritional traffic jam caused by the milk protein becomes an even bigger problem for us. It means you might absorb even fewer of the blueberries' benefits than a younger person would from the same meal. And this connects directly to those familiar symptoms. You eat your healthy breakfast, expecting to feel energized and sharp, but by noon, you feel drained. That frustrating brain fog rolls in, and you feel like you need a nap. It can be incredibly disheartening. You think you're doing the right thing, but you're not getting the reward. And that gas, often because you've unintentionally missed out on that powerful antioxidant boost that your brain and body were counting on. The scientific proof for this isn't just a theory. A well-regarded study published in the British Journal of Nutrition specifically investigated this and confirmed the blocking effect of milk protein on the absorption of these key antioxidants. This brings me back to my patient, Robert, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier. This was his exact problem. He was eating the right food, but in the wrong combination. His daily bowl of cereal with milk and blueberries was, unfortunately, working against him. So here's your call to action. It is a simple, practical solution. First, if you have been making this mistake, please know it is not your fault. It's what we've seen in advertisements and what we've done for generations. But starting tomorrow, you can make a powerful change. The fix is simple. Enjoy your blueberries at least 2 hours apart from any cow's milk dairy products. Alternatively, and this is what I recommended to Robert, switch to a plant-based milk like unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or even coconut milk in your cereal or smoothies. They do not contain the casein protein and therefore do not interfere with absorption. It's a small change that makes a huge difference. And I'm curious, if this was a surprise to you, take a moment and comment a simple "wow" below. Let's see how many of us were unaware of this. All right, let's move on to the second food combination that might be silently aging you. This one is tricky because it involves 2 ingredients that we all consider the peak of health. Number 2, cucumber, the covert vitamin C assassin. Now, I want you to picture this. It's a warm afternoon, and you've made yourself a beautiful, refreshing fruit salad. In it, you have sweet antioxidant-packed blueberries, maybe some strawberries, and for that wonderful crisp, cooling crunch, you've added slices of fresh cucumber. Or perhaps you've made a pitcher of spa water with lovely ribbons of cucumber and a handful of those same berries floating inside. It looks healthy. It feels healthy. But in that bowl, a silent act of nutritional sabotage is taking place. You see, hiding within the seemingly innocent cucumber is a specific enzyme called ascorbate oxidase. This enzyme has one single destructive mission in life: to seek out and destroy vitamin C. The moment you mix that cucumber with your vitamin C-rich blueberries, this enzyme gets to work, breaking down and neutralizing the precious vitamin before your body even has a chance to absorb it. It's like inviting a fox into the henhouse. You think you're nourishing your body with one of the most important antioxidants for healthy aging. But in reality, you're just serving it up to be destroyed on the plate. So why is this so critical, especially for us, as we get older? The core issue is our immune system. As the years go by, our body's natural defenses don't operate with the same speed and efficiency they once did. Our immune system relies heavily on a steady supply of vitamin C to function properly, to build strong, white blood cells that fight off infections, and to repair cellular damage that leads to aging. Wasting even a small amount of this vital nutrient is a luxury we simply cannot afford. Every milligram of vitamin C you consume should be a soldier fighting for your health, not a casualty in a fruit salad war. When you let it get destroyed before it even enters your system, you are weakening your own frontline defenses. And this might sound familiar to you. Do you ever feel like you catch every single cold that goes around during the winter? Do you find that small cuts or scrapes on your skin seem to take forever to heal? Perhaps you feel a lingering sense of fatigue that a good night's sleep just can't seem to fix. We often dismiss these things as just part of getting older, but it could very well be a sign that you're not getting the powerful immune support you think you are from your diet. You're eating the right foods, but in the wrong combination, and your body is paying the price with these frustrating everyday symptoms. This isn't just a theory, it's backed by food science. Studies published in journals focusing on food chemistry have repeatedly demonstrated this effect. In laboratory settings, when researchers combine cucumber extract with vitamin C solutions, they can measure a rapid, significant drop in the vitamin's potency. Some studies have shown that up to 50% of the vitamin C can be obliterated within the first 30 minutes of contact. You are, quite literally, losing half of the benefits before you even take the first bite. Think about that. You spend your good money on fresh, beautiful berries only to have them nutritionally handicapped by their bowl mate. But here is the wonderful news. The solution is incredibly simple. It doesn't require you to buy anything, and it doesn't cost a single penny. It just requires a small shift in your timing. Enjoy your cucumbers. And please, enjoy your blueberries. Just enjoy them separately. This is your call to action. Separate them. Give them space. Let them both do their wonderful work for your body without interfering with one another. We have to be smarter than the enzymes. This brings up a larger point about the role of food in our health. Food is not just fuel, it's a complex world of chemistry. Some food pairings are powerful allies, like turmeric and black pepper, where one enhances the benefits of the other, but other pairings, like cucumber and vitamin C, are accidental enemies. Understanding these simple rules is like having a secret key to unlocking more nutrition from the very same food you're already eating. I remember a client of mine, a lovely woman named Carol, who was 74. She was so proud of her daily green smoothie, which she believed was the secret to her energy. She'd put in spinach, blueberries, and half a cucumber for hydration. Yet for years, she struggled with bleeding gums and was always telling me how easily she bruised. Her doctor was puzzled. During one of our sessions, we went through her diet, and I spotted the combination. I suggested a simple experiment. For 2 weeks, just leave the cucumber out of her smoothie and have it with her lunch salad instead. 2 weeks. That's all. When she came back, she was beaming. She told me, "You won't believe it. My gums haven't bled once when I brush my teeth. It's like a little miracle." It wasn't a miracle, it was just smart science. She was finally allowing the vitamin C from her blueberries to get to work, strengthening her capillaries and healing her body from the inside out. So the practical solution is this. If you want a salad, make a delicious cucumber and tomato salad for lunch. Then, for an afternoon snack, a bit later, have a wonderful, satisfying bowl of fresh berries. A gap of just 30 to 60 minutes between eating them is all it takes to prevent that vitamin-destroying enzyme from doing its damage. Let each ingredient be the hero of its own meal. Okay, let's talk about our third and final pairing. And this one might surprise you because it involves two fruits that feel like they were born to be together in a tropical paradise. Number 3, pineapple, the potentially disruptive acidic alliance. Just picture it. A bright yellow, tangy sweet slice of pineapple next to a handful of deep purple, juicy blueberries. It's the star of fruit salads at every summer barbecue, a vibrant duo in morning smoothies that promises a burst of energy and vitamins. It seems like the perfect healthy partnership. On the surface, it's a beautiful alliance. But underneath, for many of us over 60, this combination can be creating a quiet, uncomfortable turmoil in our bodies. Here's what's really happening from a scientific standpoint. Both pineapple and blueberries are wonderful, nutrient-dense fruits, but they both also happen to be highly acidic. When you eat one of them on its own, your stomach, which is already an acidic environment, can typically handle it just fine. However, when you consume them together in a significant quantity, like in a large smoothie or a big bowl of fruit salad, you can create what is essentially an acid overload. It's a double dose of acidity that overwhelms your stomach's natural balance, forcing it to work overtime and creating an environment that is far harsher than it needs to be. Now, why is this especially toxic for us as we age? This is the core reason. Our bodies are not the same as they were at 30 or 40. Over the decades, the protective mucus lining of our stomach can naturally become thinner and more sensitive. The system that was once incredibly resilient can now be easily irritated. So a combination of foods that you might have enjoyed without a second thought in your younger years can suddenly become a major trigger for discomfort. That acidic 1-2 punch from the pineapple and blueberries can easily irritate this more delicate stomach lining, leading to that familiar, dreaded feeling of acid reflux, indigestion, or painful bloating. It's not that the fruits themselves are bad. It's that the alliance they form has become too aggressive for our body's current state. And I'm sure this connects with a feeling many of you know all too well. Have you ever eaten what you believed was a perfectly healthy meal, and then, about an hour later, it starts? That slow burn creeping up your chest. That uncomfortable, gassy pressure in your stomach that makes you feel like you've swallowed a balloon. You might blame it on the coffee you had, or maybe you think you just ate too fast. But it could very well be the hidden culprit in your fruit bowl. That seemingly innocent combination could be the very reason you find yourself reaching for antacids, feeling that constant discomfort that steals the joy from eating. This isn't just a guess. It's something I have seen time and time again in my work. I had a patient, a wonderful woman named Brenda, who was in her late 70s. She came to me absolutely plagued by constant heartburn. It was affecting her sleep, her mood, everything. She'd tried cutting out spicy foods, tomatoes, onions. Nothing worked. She kept a bottle of chalky antacids by her bedside. During our conversation, I asked her to walk me through her daily diet. She said, "Well, I start every single morning the right way, with my health smoothie." And when I asked what was in it, she listed them off. Spinach, a little water, a big handful of blueberries for the antioxidants, and a few chunks of pineapple to make it sweet. A light bulb went off. I asked her to try a simple 2-week experiment, just 2 weeks. "Brenda," I said, "keep making your smoothie, but for the next 14 days, please leave out the pineapple. Have a few pineapple slices later in the afternoon if you want, but not with the blueberries." She was skeptical, but agreed to try. A week later, she called my office. She didn't even say hello. She just said, with pure relief in her voice, "It's gone. The burning is just gone. After all these years, it was my healthy smoothie that was hurting me." It wasn't a miracle. It was simply removing the acidic overload and giving her body a chance to heal. So, here is your simple, powerful call to action. You do not have to give up these delicious fruits. You just have to give them their own space to shine. Let them be solo artists instead of a dueling band. This is a perfect example of how the role of food changes as we age. It's not about restriction. It's about wisdom. It's about listening to our bodies and understanding that what worked for us before may need a gentle adjustment now. Food is our medicine, but we have to use it correctly. Here is the incredibly easy, practical solution. Enjoy your pineapple and your blueberries at different times of the day. It's as simple as that. For example, have a few rings of pineapple with your morning cottage cheese or oatmeal. Then, later in the afternoon, when you want a sweet and healthy pick-me-up, have a small bowl of fresh blueberries all by themselves. By creating that separation, you allow your digestive system to process each one individually, reaping all of their benefits without any of the painful acidic backlash. You are still getting all the nutrition, all the flavor, but you're doing it in a way that is kind and respectful to your body right where it is today. All right, we've talked about the combinations that can silently work against you. We've uncovered some of the hidden saboteurs in your kitchen. But now we get to the exciting part. Let's turn the page and focus on the positive. Let's talk about the foods that act as a powerful team with blueberries, not just protecting their benefits, but actually amplifying them, making them work even harder and smarter for your health. So, let's dive into our new list, 3 foods that supercharge the power of blueberries. And the first one on our list is quite possibly the most humble, everyday fruit sitting on your counter right now. Number 1, banana, nature's perfect amplifier. Now, we all know that the magic of blueberries lies in those incredible antioxidants, specifically the ones that give them their beautiful deep blue color, called anthocyanins. These are the little warriors that fight inflammation, protect our brain cells, and keep our blood vessels healthy. The big question we should all be asking is this: how can we make absolutely sure that every single one of those precious antioxidants gets absorbed by our body instead of just passing through? The opportunity here isn't just to eat blueberries, but to unlock their absolute full potential. And the answer, wonderfully, is to pair them with a simple banana. Here's the beautiful science behind this perfect partnership. Bananas are rich in a special type of soluble fiber called pectin. When this pectin enters your digestive system, it does something remarkable. It absorbs water and creates a gentle, gel-like substance in your gut. Now, think of this gel as a friendly traffic controller. It gently slows down the whole digestive process. It doesn't stop it. It just calms it down. This slowdown is the secret. It gives your body more time, more precious time to recognize, grab onto, and absorb all of those powerful anthocyanins from the blueberries that are mixed in with it. Without the banana, the blueberries might move through your system too quickly, and you could lose out on some of their incredible benefits. The banana essentially holds them in place long enough for your body to say, "Hey, I need these," and pull them in. But the synergy doesn't stop there. Bananas are also famous for being a fantastic source of potassium. And potassium is absolutely critical for managing healthy blood pressure. When you combine the potassium from the banana with the circulation-boosting effects of the blueberries, you have created a true powerhouse duo for your cardiovascular health. One helps relax the vessel walls, while the other helps protect them from damage. It's a perfect tag team for your heart. And this is precisely why this combination becomes so essential as we get older. As the years go by, our digestive system naturally becomes a little less efficient at absorbing nutrients. It's a normal part of the aging process. So any simple trick we can use to give our body a helping hand, to give it that extra window of opportunity for absorption, is a massive victory for our long-term health. We are essentially making our food work smarter, not harder. So what does this feel like in your day-to-day life? Well, have you ever experienced that frustrating brain fog in the afternoon, where the words you're looking for just seem to float away? Or that feeling of energy slumping around 3 p.m.? By maximizing your absorption of these brain-protecting antioxidants, you're giving your mind the tools it needs to stay sharp and clear. This combination can lead to more stable energy throughout the day and a feeling of calm, steady strength. It's that feeling of being clear-headed, focused, and in control. The science on this is incredibly supportive. Countless studies, many highlighted by organizations like the American Heart Association, confirm the role of potassium in regulating blood pressure. Furthermore, research from institutions like Tufts University has heavily focused on the power of blueberries' anthocyanins in slowing age-related cognitive decline. What we are doing here is simply taking two scientifically proven health champions and making them play on the same team, creating a result that is greater than the sum of its parts. So, this is your simple, wonderful, and constructive action. I want you to try this tomorrow morning. Forget complicated recipes. This is your new go-to powerhouse breakfast or snack. You are going to create a delicious and simple smoothie for your heart and your brain. This really speaks to the incredible role of what we call food synergy. Nature is incredibly intelligent. It has designed certain foods to work together beautifully. It's not always about isolating one superfood, but about understanding the teams that foods can form. Bananas and blueberries are a first-ballot Hall of Fame team. I think of a gentleman I worked with, a retired history professor named Arthur. He was in his early 80s and so sharp, but he was getting incredibly frustrated with his memory. He'd tell me, "I know the information is in there, but I just can't seem to retrieve it like I used to." He ate blueberries every morning with his oatmeal, thinking he was doing everything right. I suggested he add one simple thing: half a sliced banana. He was skeptical that something so simple could make a difference. About a month later, he came back and said, "You know, it's a subtle thing, but my afternoons feel clearer. The words are coming to me a little easier." That's the power of absorption. He was finally getting the full dose of what the blueberries had to offer. So the practical solution is right there in your fruit bowl. Tomorrow morning, try blending one banana, a cup of blueberries, frozen works wonderfully, and a splash of almond milk or water, or if you prefer, simply slice a banana over your morning bowl of oatmeal and blueberries. It is a simple, inexpensive, and delicious step you can take to truly supercharge the benefits of one of nature's most perfect foods. All right, let's move on to our second powerhouse partner for blueberries. Now, this one is really important, and I need you to listen closely because at first, it might sound like I'm contradicting something I've said in the past. Number 2, plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, the probiotic powerhouse. I can almost hear some of you thinking right now, "Wait a minute, Dr. Anthony. In a previous video, you told us to be careful with dairy, specifically cow's milk, because its proteins could potentially block some of the antioxidants from berries." And if you're thinking that, you are absolutely right. I did say that. Your memory is sharp. But here is the crucial, wonderful difference. Plain Greek yogurt is not the same as a simple glass of milk. It has gone through a magical transformation. The secret lies in the fermentation process. When milk is turned into yogurt, live bacterial cultures, the good guys, are introduced. These beneficial microbes get to work, and they do two incredible things. First, they consume most of the milk sugar, the lactose, which is what gives many people digestive trouble. But more importantly for us, they begin to break down and change the very structure of the milk proteins, particularly the casein. This alteration makes those proteins far less likely to interfere with the absorption of the blueberry's precious antioxidants. But the true magic, the real supercharge, comes from what this process adds: billions of probiotics. This is the core reason this combination is so profoundly beneficial for us as we age. Your gut is not just a digestive tube, it is the command center for your entire body's health. It's where nutrients are absorbed, where a huge part of your immune system lives, and where neurotransmitters that affect your mood are produced. As we get older, the delicate balance of bacteria in our gut, our microbiome, can be easily disrupted. The population of beneficial bacteria can decline. This makes it harder for our bodies to extract all the vital nutrients from the food we eat. So, when you add the probiotics from Greek yogurt into your system, you are sending in reinforcements. You are repopulating your gut with the good soldiers it needs to run efficiently. A healthy, thriving gut environment means you get more vitamins, more minerals, and yes, more antioxidants out of all the food you eat, especially the blueberries you pair it with. It's a true win-win. The yogurt prepares the perfect environment for the blueberries to deliver their maximum benefit. And I know the symptoms of an unbalanced gut are all too familiar to many of us. It's that feeling of being bloated or gassy after a meal. It's the frustrating irregularity that can disrupt your entire day. It can even be a weaker immune system, where you feel like you're constantly fighting off some little bug. Or maybe it's a subtle feeling of low energy, or even a low mood that you can't quite explain. These aren't just random signs of getting older. They are often direct messages from your gut, telling you that it needs support. The scientific evidence supporting this is overwhelming. A massive body of research, with studies frequently published in prestigious publications like the British Journal of Nutrition, confirms that a probiotic-rich diet is fundamental to healthy aging. It's linked to improved digestion, a stronger immune response, and even better cognitive function through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. On top of that, plain Greek yogurt is an incredible source of high-quality protein, which is vital for maintaining muscle mass and strength as we age, a direct defense against frailty. So, when you combine this with the brain-protecting antioxidants from blueberries, you are creating one of the most powerful synergistic meals you can eat. So please, this is your call to action. Let's build on the good habits we're creating. A bowl of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, topped with a generous handful of fresh or frozen blueberries, is one of the single best things you can eat for your gut, your muscles, and your brain. This is a beautiful illustration of the role of food as a team. The yogurt isn't just a passive bowl holding the berries, it's an active player. It's the groundskeeper who prepares the field, making sure the soil of your gut is rich and ready. And then, the blueberries come in as the all-star players, able to perform at their absolute peak because the environment is perfectly set up for them. I remember a client of mine, a retired school teacher named Eleanor. She was 78 and was eating all the right things, salads, fruits, whole grains, but she constantly complained of feeling heavy and sluggish. She told me, "I feel like the food just sits there." We looked at her diet, and while it was healthy, it was missing that key probiotic element. I made a simple suggestion. "Eleanor, before you have your morning blueberries, let's mix them into a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt." That was it. That was the only change. A few weeks later, she told me the difference was like night and day. She said, "I feel lighter. My energy is back. I feel like my body is actually using the good food I'm giving it." She wasn't eating different food, she was just helping her body absorb it better. So here is the simple, practical takeaway. Head to the dairy aisle and look for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. The plain and unsweetened part is very important, as the flavored versions are often loaded with sugar that feeds the bad bacteria. Take about half a cup, top it with your blueberries, and enjoy it. If it's a little too tart for you at first, add a tiny sprinkle of cinnamon or a very small drizzle of raw honey, not sugar. This simple, delicious bowl is a profound act of self-care for your body right now. And if you love this combination, or if this has inspired you to try it, do me a favor. It helps spread the word and lets others know that these simple changes work. Comment with the word healthy down below to share the good vibes. We've talked about amplifying absorption with bananas. We've talked about creating the perfect gut environment with Greek yogurt. Now let's focus on the command center itself. Let's talk about the brain. We know blueberries are fantastic for cognitive health, but how can we take that incredible brain-boosting power and elevate it to the absolute next level? This brings us to our third and final supercharger, a food that looks quite fittingly like a tiny little brain itself. Number 3. Walnuts, the brain-boosting crunch. There is perhaps no more perfect nutritional partner for a blueberry than a simple, humble walnut. When you put these two together, you are creating what I consider to be the ultimate brain health combination, a true dynamic duo for cognitive vitality. Let's look at the science because it is just so elegant. Walnuts are one of the richest plant-based sources of a specific type of omega-3 fatty acid called ALA. Now, I want you to think of these omega-3s as literal food for your brain cells. Your brain is made up of about 60% fat, and it absolutely craves these healthy fats to function properly. They help build and repair brain cell membranes, reduce inflammation, and facilitate communication between neurons. They are quite simply the essential building blocks for a sharp, resilient mind. But here's where the teamwork comes in. The healthy fats in the walnuts also play another critical role. They help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin A and vitamin E, that are found right alongside the antioxidants in blueberries. So the walnut isn't just feeding your brain on its own, it's also acting as a key, unlocking even more of the nutritional benefits that the blueberries have to offer. And this becomes profoundly, critically important as we get older. The core reason is that our brain requires constant maintenance. As the years pass, we naturally face challenges like increased oxidative stress and inflammation, which can slow down our cognitive processes. Providing your brain with a steady supply of omega-3s is like giving a master craftsman the highest quality materials to constantly repair and protect his most precious work. It helps keep the wiring from getting frayed. It ensures the messages can fire quickly and clearly. By arming our bodies with this combination, we are taking a proactive, powerful stance against the very mechanisms of age-related cognitive decline. And the symptoms this combination helps to fight are ones I know so many of us worry about in our quiet moments. It's that frustrating feeling of walking into a room and completely forgetting why you are there. It's having a name right on the tip of your tongue, a word you've said 1,000 times, and it just won't come. It's that sense of mental fog or fuzziness, especially in the afternoon, that makes it hard to focus on a good book or even follow a conversation. These aren't personal failings. They are often signs that our brain is not getting the specific nutritional support it needs to stay sharp. The scientific evidence backing this up is incredibly robust and encouraging. Numerous major studies, many of them coming from renowned institutions like Loma Linda University, which has done extensive research on nuts, have directly linked regular walnut consumption to significantly better memory function and faster processing speeds in older adults. When you combine that with the mountain of research on the neuroprotective effects of blueberries, you have created a 1-2 punch against cognitive decline. It's not just a hopeful theory, it's a strategy backed by decades of serious science. So this is your simple, delicious, and empowering call to action. Begin to think of blueberries and walnuts as inseparable partners in your diet. They belong together. You're going to start creating a simple habit that feeds your brain exactly what it craves. This speaks to the beautiful wisdom of nature and the role of food in our lives. There is no single magic pill for brain health, but by making intelligent food choices, by understanding which foods work together as a team, we can create a diet that is profoundly protective and nourishing. You're providing the raw materials, the premium fuel that your brain needs to thrive for years to come. I'll share a quick story about a man named George, a retired carpenter who had been a client of mine. George was in his late 70s, and his mind had been his greatest tool his entire life. He was sharp, precise, and could do complex calculations in his head. But he came to me deeply frustrated. He told me, "Dr. Anthony, I feel like I'm losing my edge. I used to love the morning crossword puzzle. Now, I just stare at it. The words feel like they're hiding from me. He was already eating blueberries in his oatmeal every day. All I suggested was that he add a small handful of raw walnuts, crushed up and sprinkled on top. That's it. A few months later, during a follow-up, he had a little sparkle back in his eye. He said, "You know, I finished the entire Sunday crossword last week. I haven't done that in years. I just feel clearer." It was a small change, but it gave his brain the missing piece of the puzzle it needed. So, the practical solution is right in your pantry. Get a bag of raw, unsalted walnuts. When you have your daily blueberries, whether it's in your Greek yogurt, on your oatmeal, or just as a snack, add a small handful of those walnuts. That's about 7 or 8 walnut halves. You can sprinkle them on top, mix them in, or simply eat them alongside each other. This simple act, this delicious crunch, is one of the most powerful and scientifically backed things you can do every single day to protect your precious mind. So, as we bring our time together to a close, I want you to think back to the story I shared about my patient, Robert. The retired teacher who was so deeply frustrated, feeling like the sharp mind he had relied on his entire life was beginning to get cloudy, to feel distant. He felt like he was losing a part of himself. Today, Robert's morning routine looks a little different. It's a small change, almost invisible to the outside eye. He still has his oatmeal and his blueberries, but now he always adds a small handful of walnuts. No cow's milk. Sometimes he swaps the oatmeal for a bowl of plain Greek yogurt. He told me during his last visit, with a genuine smile that reached his eyes, that for the first time in years, the afternoon fog had lifted. He's back to doing the Sunday crossword puzzle in pen. He said, "Doc, I just feel like myself again." And that, my friends, is the incredible power of a small, smart change. So the lesson for all of us today is beautifully simple. True health, the kind that gives you vibrant energy and a clear mind, isn't just about what you eat, but about how you eat it. The knowledge we've uncovered today shows that the power to unlock the full potential of your food, to supercharge your health, has been in your hands all along. You hold the key. It's about reclaiming your vitality, one mindful, delicious, and intelligent meal at a time. And so, as we wrap up, we've explored some wonderfully simple ways to transform our health. But I truly believe that knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now I have one important and very personal question for you. What is the one commitment you're making to yourself this week after watching this video? It doesn't have to be a monumental shift. It could be as simple as, I will add walnuts to my blueberries, or I promise to try Greek yogurt instead of milk, or I will remember to enjoy my cucumbers separately from my fruit salad. Please take a moment and share your personal commitment in the comments below. Writing it down is a powerful promise to yourself. And reading the commitments from others, well, that's how we build a community. That's how we inspire each other to take that first crucial step. And if you found real value, and perhaps a little bit of hope and inspiration in our time together today, the simplest way to show your support is by giving this video a thumbs up, a simple like. It truly helps more people find this important information. And to ensure you continue on this journey of discovery with us, and never miss another video filled with life-changing wisdom, please hit that subscribe button. It's more than just a click. It's you joining a community of friends, a family dedicated to living our golden years with strength, clarity, and joy, together. Finally, I want you to think of just one person in your life right now. A spouse, a sibling, a dear friend who needs to hear this message. Please share this video with them. You never know when a simple piece of information shared with love might be the one thing that changes their health and their life for the better. Thank you so much for your time and your trust. I'm Dr. Anthony. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.